Well, Sammy had men all over the place. One of them worked at a cleaner's and stole the uniforms Georgie Marcano and Lincoln Clay wore on the day of the robbery. Another one was a janitor at the Federal Reserve, and he provided a rough layout. The robbery of the Federal Reserve was timed perfectly, and none of it would have been possible without the involvement of Sammy Robinson, Lincoln Clay, and the rest of the black mob.
February 20, 1968, 1 week before Fat Tuesday. So we are about 3 weeks after the infamous Tet Offensive in Vietnam, which started on the 30th of January, 1968.
You just come from Vietnam?
That's right.
I was a Marine in the Pacific. You take it from me. Just because you're home doesn't mean you're back. You understand? People around here, they don't get it. Never will. Keep your ass out of trouble.
Hey, look, a white non-racist in this game.
Sorry I'm late. Got caught up crossing the bridge.
Don't worry about it.
Excuse me, sir. I'm looking for my stepbrother, Lincoln Clay. You seen him? He used to get ticked off if you were even a minute late.
Kiss my ass.
There he is. How was the trip?
Being as how this is the first time in 4 years and somebody telling me where to go, what to do, or how to do it, it was fucking great. What's new with the old man?
Man, don't even get me started on Pops. He used to pull his head out his ass.
Same as ever then.
Brother, you have no fucking idea.
Damn, Ellis. She's looking good. Just like I left her.
Man, even I know not to fuck around with your cop.
All right, come on. I'm ready to go home.
Drinking and driving like a boss. New Bordeaux, the home, fires burn, a taste of the action. Turns out things back home may not be as quiet as you expected. Drive to Sammy's bar. The old man's waiting for you back at his bar. And so you have to manually set your objective, although the game generates the path for you.
So Sammy's doing all right?
Ever since we got your telegram about coming home, he's been climbing the walls. What if the plane crashes? What if the train's delayed? What if they call him back? And he goes stand.
And I can't be the only one who's accidentally jumped out of a car trying to handbrake. I don't really know why Hangar 13 decided to mess with the traditional driving controls.
Anyway, and he goes stand in front of the kitchen window and sip his whiskey like he was expecting you to come strolling up the sidewalk. Don't say nothing about me telling you that.
I won't.
He'll be fine once he sees you. Ever since Mama, hell, you know how he gets.
So going back to Lincoln, assuming that he was born in 1945, he's probably only 22, unless his birthday is in January or in the first 3 weeks of February. In that case, he would be 23. But probability-wise, he's only 22, which is kind of surprising considering his appearance. He does look older, but it's still plausible. Now, going back to the previous episode in which Lincoln and Georgie robbed the Federal Reserve, I did mention that it's kind of similar to one of the stories in the book Bloods.
You remember Marty and Ron Langford?
Sure.
They moved up to Empire Bay a year or so after you shipped out. Started selling weed. They call and ask me if I want something. I say sure. It's free money as far as I'm concerned. Anyhow, a month back, Marty drops me a line and says they're moving into heroin, that they're looking for a partner down around these parts.
Can't imagine Sammy was too keen on that.
I never told him about the weed. That ain't nothing to nobody. But this, I gotta talk to him about. I ain't said more than 3 words, and he's yelling about the feds. How we don't need J. Edgar up our asses, and what the fuck am I thinking? Selling dope with kids running around the neighborhood. We ain't selling no dope to no children.
Like they got any money to begin with. Fucking around aside, heroin's pretty serious shit. Knew a couple guys over in Nam who were running it. Wound up pissing off the wrong person. Got their throats cut.
Shit, man, I know what's what. That's why I'm talking to Georgie about it.
There's no way Sal's gonna go along with that.
Georgie says he can keep his old man from fighting out. We'll still clear the hollow in Frisco, just selling the French Wall. George's Uncle Lou won't say shit as long as we give him a taste of the action.
I don't know, man. George is a cool cat and all, but heroin ain't the kiddie pool.
Come in on it with us. I bet he'd agree to a 3-way split.
I don't know. I kinda need to lay low a bit, figure some things out.
Yeah, all right.
So that's interesting. Ellis wants to dabble in drug pushing.
Once you get settled in, I was thinking we could go to this new club in the French Ward. Maybe double date it.
So going back to the Bloods book, the robbery of the Treasury Department does seem to be the inspiration for the movie Dead Presidents, but in that movie, the main characters rob the Federal Reserve like they do in this game. Although in the book, they rob a truck. They don't actually go to a facility and rob a vault.
Matter of fact.
She got half the guys in the hollow sniffing around.
Again, going back to the Bloods book, I really recommend it. There's one storyteller in particular. His story is kind of similar to Lincoln's in that they're both, you know, former Ranger Special Forces guys. They both go over pretty young. The fellow in the book, I'm not going to say his name. He's like really hardcore, but when he comes back, he kind of becomes, you know, he regains his human touch.
Look who I found panhandling out in front of the train station.
Pleasure, man.
Welcome back, baby. Boy, I send you to bring Lincoln Clay home. Not the big nigger who ate him.
Well, shit, old man. I finally went somewhere they knew how to cook.
Welcome home, son. How are you?
I'll be better once I get some of that shine in me.
I always did love corn whiskey. I would like to make a toast. My father used to say that the real worth of a man came from the mark he left on the world. When Lincoln first told me he was joining the military, I was against it. Too dangerous, I say. Let those people fight their own war, I say. But then I realized Lincoln needed to go out and make his mark. And that's precisely what he did. I'm so proud of you. Paul Lincoln! Bienvenue à la maison! Paul Lincoln! Bienvenue à la maison!
They're saying for Lincoln, welcome home.
Good to see you. You're so good. Nice seeing you, Lincoln. Oh, I kept you in my prayers.
I really appreciate that, Father.
Now who wants to get shit-faced? Woo!
It's hard to explain what it's like coming home from war. Elation, fear, guilt. Imagine being trapped in a dark room and there's no way out. And every fear, every nightmare you ever had is in that room with you. And there's no escape from any of it. And then one day, a door opens and you're free to go. Just like that. The thing is, you made your peace with your terror and your fear of death. And now part of you is afraid to leave it behind. But what choice do you have? Every soldier has to walk through that door, one way or another.
Man, that whiskey's gonna hoy in the morning.
Hell, man, just sleep it off. The room's the same as you left it.
I'm gonna take the basement.
The basement? Why the fuck you want to crash down there?
I'll see you in the morning.
Man, that wall must have really fucked you up.
So, as I was saying, one story in the Bloods book, one storyteller really reminds me of Lincoln, just their age and their experience in Vietnam. I can't recommend that book enough. It's like, the way it's written, it's really more like transcripts of an interview, because that's basically what the book is. It's just Wallace Terry interviewing 20 veterans, and they speak in their own words freely and candidly. It's really enjoyable to read. Enjoyable in the way that it's easy. It's enjoyable in that it's easy to read, not necessarily enjoyable because they discuss pretty serious topics. And I'm going through the basement collecting Playboy. I was surprised to learn that it was founded in 1953, so you can actually collect Playboys in the previous Mafia games. And earlier this year, the magazine transitioned to being a non-nude magazine. So there was some publicity around that. I think it's kind of late. I mean, Playboy has a pretty huge cultural imprint, but I think over the past decade or so hasn't really been that relevant. I mean, if you go to the website, there's actually no nudity. They made that switch 3 years ago, and nobody really seemed to notice or care. But I respect Hugh Hefner and his entrepreneurship just to build something. I mean, people joke about, you know, reading Playboy for the articles, but there have been a lot of good writers.
We barely have 2 nickels to rub together, now we're paying for all that food. Jesus Christ!
Watch that mouth of yours.
We wouldn't be in this mess if you would have listened to me.
What mess?
It's not something you need to worry about, Lincoln. I got it under control.
Under control? God damn it, you need to...
Boy, I'm not warning you again!
Have it your way, old man.
Let him be. He needs to cool off.
You mind telling me what's got him so riled up?
We've been having problems with the Haitians. But like I say, I got it under control.
Well, truck's all loaded up. I figure we got enough out there for... Should I come back?
In honor of your returning to us safe and sound, I made a donation to Father James here. Supplied him with food he can hand out to some of our needier family.
Well, I was hoping you'd lend me a hand, Lincoln, and give you a chance to see the neighborhood.
This thing with the Haitians, how serious is it?
Ah, you know Ellis. Someone looks at him the wrong way, he's on them like a wet dog.
Like I said, I can come back.
Nonsense. Lincoln needs to get out. Enjoy the day. Besides, be good for the two of you to spend some time together. Go on. Those people waiting on their food.
Oh, I saw Lincoln a couple times once he was first back.
He told me he wanted to leave town, head out to California. Now, he had a friend in the service who could get him a job working at the Mare Island shipyard. And the only reason he came back was to tell Sammy and Ellis goodbye. But then he found out about the trouble Sammy was having with those Haitians. So he decided to stay and help. Those Haitians, they are bad news. No talking Lincoln out of it. whatever else he might have become, Lincoln was always loyal.
So Sammy's obviously French. I thought he was Haitian when I first heard him speak. I don't know if he's maybe from like Haiti himself or maybe West Africa. Warm Hearts Neighborhood Kitchen, February 21st, 1968, 6 days before Fat Tuesday.
Welding, most likely. 3-month apprenticeship to start, then the union lets you in.
You tell Sammy and Ellis?
Not yet. Gonna wait a few days. Didn't want to spring it on them since I just got back.
Well, they won't like to hear it, but they'll come around. You need to do what's best for you. Go ahead and start serving those folks. I'll be back.
Serving some gumbo. I wonder if Cassius Clay is in this game. Maybe he'll appear as DLC. I don't know if he had converted to Islam at this point in his life.
Warm meal, warm heart. Oh, sure.
I wouldn't be surprised if Lincoln and Cassius, aka Muhammad Ali, are related. They both have like that build.
Good morning. You delivering a real blessing here, Lincoln. Thank you.
Blessing's mine, ma'am.
A couple of days back and they already got you working?
I'm happy to do it.
Means a hell of a lot to all of us.
I've been thinking, and Lincoln kind of reminds me of like a gator. Like it's just his body.
Don't get old, son. It's a fucking shit show.
I'll see what I can do about
Like his
that.
body is broad, muscular. He's got kind of short arms,
How are you, Ray?
broad facial features.
Nice to see you around the holler again.
Nice to see those big brown eyes again.
Well, they'll be over at my aunt's place with the rest of me. You should stop by.
Maybe I'll do that.
Lincoln, we got trouble.
Run, Regine!
Kill the Haitians.
Sammy's next.
Oh!
Don't get your guns.
Watch out! You boys ought to be ashamed.
Oh, headbutt again. Whoa, 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 whoa.
Holy
Okay, so that's his move, right? Left, right, uppercut, headbutt. It's that cocaine. No, it's voodoo.
Francois Papadoc Duvalier was elected president of Haiti in 1957. By 1959, he had created a secret police called Tonton Macoute, and people started to flee. Most of them settled in the southern United States. Now, mixed in with the good, hard-working people were hardened criminals. They formed the backbone of what became the Haitian gang. Now, Lincoln found out they set up in the swamps and were led by a man named Baca.
You and Father James done already?
We got jumped by the Haitians. It's time you level with me. Tell me what's really going on.
Yes. I suppose it is.
What kind of pin does Sammy have on his collar, lapel?
7 months ago, folks in the Hollow started getting robbed. Money, jewelry, things of that nature. Didn't take long for us to figure out it was the Haitians. Then those bâtards en velours started going after the lottery.
How much money are we talking about? How much?
Enough that we're in deep shit with Sal Marcano. Haven't kicked up to him in 3 months.
Jesus Christ. If I deal with them, that gives us time to settle up with Marcano, right?
Let me worry about Sal. He and I go way back. But this thing with the Haitians, it's time for it to end. You and Ellis need to handle it.
How we gonna find them?
Back in the 20s, folks used to pull salt out of the bayou. They even built themselves a little shanty town. When the Depression hit, they abandoned it. That's the only place this could have come from.
We're gonna need guns and ammo.
Call this number. But must do it away from here. No sense tipping anybody off.
Or we could sweep the hollow, track down and kill every last one of those cocksuckers, then we wouldn't have to worry about it.
The last thing folks in this neighborhood need to see is colored people killing each other. Do this quiet. Away from here.
Once we eliminate whoever's running the show, the rest of them will go down on their own. Trust me.
All right, soldier boy. I'll follow your lead.
Be careful here. Those Haitians are a hard people. Do not ever underestimate them. Celui qui sait diverser seul suscite l'hostilité.
Man, I don't know what he said. My French isn't that great. Something about hostility. Thanks for watching, and new episode coming soon.